All right, Liz, so I want you to attack the rehab kind of more positional as opposed to just a long list of exercises. So just really whatever position you happen to be in or that's nearby, I think you can get some good work done. That's what's cool about having an injury that kind of needs a lot done. You're really always making progress towards it. So again, starting seated, the hip directly, it's a little tough. But indirectly, you can make some good progress. We talked about, maybe working on flexion this way. We talked about pushing the knees together along with the core to get some of that groin work in. You can push out against yourself. We can do a little bit of just kind of in and out work supported. But the big one I want you to do seated is whenever you get a chance, let's knock out some sit to stands. So whether that is just body weight, whether we grab a dumbbell and make it a little harder on yourself, I'm all for that. Remember the stagger, the leg that is behind is working harder. So for these, if you want it to be more of a challenge and you're at a decent height, you can have the left leg back and make that a little more, as you come up, really kind of get the glutes and get a little bit of that stretch going, really make that a good strengthener. If you're on the low seat, you're doing this on the toilet, boom, right leg back, that way you can get up a little bit easier. But I like the idea of throughout the day, if you can knock out a dozen sit to stands whenever you get a chance, I think that's going to be really helpful. And again, seated, have your chair, have your dumbbells nearby, go ahead and hit your buys and your tries and your shoulders and anything else you want to do there. I'm okay with upper body work, but I want it all to be seated right now. So sit to stands, hips in, out, gentle flexion, piece of cake. Standing. This is where I want you to work on confidence. So anytime you have some support, again, weight shifting is easy. Single leg, I think again, you needed still a couple fingers there. Get used to that. We can start to get into some little mini squats and just work on confidence there. And again, marching, hips out. Again, I like alternating on all of these because it mimics walking. Hips back, that's gonna be a tough one. Again, the worst thing we can do is overstretch this area. So I'm okay if we go a little bit. I don't need you way back here yet. So again, marching, balance, little mini knee bends. Heck, throw some calves in while you can. Just confidence, slowly transitioning to left hand help, because eventually we're doing all this stuff with no help. And then our last place to do good work is going to be on the floor. Again, have kind of a chair, a stool, or something with you there so you can get down. I think quadruped. My favorite ones for here are going to be that hip extension to work on the glutes. Again, you can alternate, or that left one. This might be where you just really knock out some good ones on the left. I do not care how much you do on the right, if any. The right does not need a lot at the moment comparatively. So you can always just focus on the left. That we did a little fire hydrant, didn't feel so good. I probably wouldn't be in a big rush there. You can hit your cat and your cows. You can do any of this kind of core. Any core work you want to do is fine by me, as long as your hip stays relatively stationary in that process. So love these. Obviously, then we get down to a supine position. We had, I think the big one here is going to be letting that leg kind of drop out. Again, I like having this one flat. So just a good drop, get a good stretch, bring it back in. This is where you might need something there to kind of give yourself a little bit of a fail safe, but honestly, as our hour went on, you got better and better. So I love this. You can again kind of gently work on that flexion. I want bridges. At a minimum, you are even with your feet. Man, if we even want to put a little bit ahead on that left one, let's put the left foot back towards the butt more. That's going to really challenge you here. I'm loving bridges and sit to stands. You just can't do those enough because the glutes are everything right now. Love this one. Knees together, knees apart, all that's fine. And then once we're feeling good there, we go into prone. This is where just kind of being up on your elbows gives you a really good hip stretch. Squeezing the cheeks from here. I can never go wrong doing glutes. Can't go wrong getting in some leg curls. Again, this is nothing here is going to move the needle tremendously as far as lower body strength. What it's going to do is help more with mobility. If you want to do a little bit of this, be my guest, but we might be a little soon there. I want to save some of that stuff for next week. And same thing. If we were here, nice stable core. If you want to do any sort of, even lighter dumbbells, and you wanted to do a session kneeling, I think this is a great way to kind of encourage stability through the hips and also getting some other stuff done. Sitting back on your heels is fine too. Really, there's not too many positions or movements that are no-nos. As long as you're slow, you're steady, you kind of gotta give your hip a chance to say whether it's okay with it or not. If you're in this position, you start to go down and you feel a little pinchy, hey, it's not happening that minute. But we know from experience that you can do that. So I like any of those positions. You got a floor, if you're on the floor, you got time to get on the floor, great, you can knock out 5 or 6 things. You can also throw in some upper body work. You're standing, you can knock out 4 or 5 things, throw in some extra balance. If you're seated, knock out a handful of things, also throw in maybe some heavier weights that way. You can even grab the weight to do your sitting to standing. Go ahead and hold a 15-pounder and do those, make it a little bit harder. The only other transition we were really worried about was the stairs. I think going up, if you have time and you're feeling good, go up one after the other, let that left leg do it. Going down, it's always gonna be leading with the left leg. Obviously, end of the day, you're tired or you're uncomfortable or you don't have a lot of time, just go up the stairs with the right only. The saying that might help you is, we've always said, going up and down stairs, if we're trying to avoid pain entirely, up with the good leg, down with the bad. The good go to heaven, the bad go to hell. So right leg up to get you there, left leg down to get you down the stairs. That's the safe way. But again, I want you kind of pushing every once in a while to make that left leg do that work. Love what you're doing. Again, don't forget to ice. A little ibuprofen could go a long way right now for some muscle soreness. But man, you are moving wonderfully. And I hope it sticks and we'll keep pushing it forward. So I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.